because you might be here a while.
The new season of Survivor premieres tomorrow at 8/7 Central on CBS.
The cases you know.
My blood just going cold.
The inside story you don't. New FBI True premieres next Tuesday on CBS.
This fall, we'll be counting down the top 10 fan-favorite classic episodes of Blue Bloods.
All in a day's work.
Blue Bloods Classics begins Friday at 10, 9 Central on CBS.
If you already put the fans away, dig them out because summer heat could be visiting this weekend. I'll show you how we're warming up in your 7-day regional outlooks.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, President Biden visits striking auto workers in Detroit. Tonight, what he told union leaders and the support the union is getting from other federal lawmakers. Plus, a multi-billion-dollar electric vehicle battery plant downstate is now on hold. We'll tell you why Ford hit the brakes on the project. And just days away from a government shutdown if Congress can't pass a budget or an extension. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19.
We're cooling things down a bit tonight as usual. And Ariane, are our South Central counties still expecting a few showers to pop up overnight?
Probably. Most likely. I mean, we even saw some drops earlier this evening here, which we weren't really expecting. That's the fun with weather, especially here in the UP. So we can expect those pop-up showers, especially to continue into our Wednesday. I'll show you in about after the break. But pleasant temps are also continuing. We are cooling down this evening, but we could be on the rise later on this weekend, even on Friday. Today, though, we saw a high of 66, so a little bit above average, but not quite breaking any records. I've got your full forecast after the break.
It's been 12 days since auto workers have been on strike, asking automakers for pay increases, to end wage tiers, and more. Today, President Biden joined the picket lines in Michigan. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has the report.
When the strikes first started, some of our own members joined auto workers on the picket lines, like Michigan Senator Gary Peters and Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman. New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand also took to social media, saying she supports UAW members, telling them to stay strong and keep up the fight. Today in Wayne County, Michigan, President Biden told strikers to stick with it.
You guys, the UAW, you saved the automobile industry back in 2008 and before. Made a lot of sacrifices, gave up a lot, and the companies were in trouble. But now they're doing incredibly well. And guess what? You should be doing incredibly well, too.
According to online sources, labor historians cannot recall a time when a sitting president has joined an ongoing strike. Presidential historians say presidents usually have to be the moderators in situations like this one, adding that presidents have to balance the rights of workers with disruptions to the economy and the impact on supply chains, which usually keeps them away from participating in strikes. Biden's high-profile visit to the swing state comes a day before former President Donald Trump's visit with auto workers. According to sources, the Trump campaign is defending his record as pro-worker. But other union leaders say Trump's record in the White House was far from worker-friendly. According to sources, union leaders also cited unfavorable Supreme Court rulings during Trump's term. In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
Michigan is home to the most auto workers in the country. The UAW represents roughly 70,000 auto workers in Michigan alone. This industry is a huge contributor to the state's workforce. Now, as the United Auto Workers Union continues to strike, Ford Motor Company is pressing pause on its $3.5 billion electric vehicle battery plant in Marshall. Ford says it's limiting spending right now on the construction project until they're certain about being able to competitively run the plant. The project has received more than $1.7 billion in tax breaks and state incentives. As automakers prepare for a cleaner future, Ford says the city of Marshall and Michigan will play a role in the company's push to more than triple its EV vehicle production by 2026. Jessica Harthorne has the report.
On February 13th, the Blue Oval Battery Park became official. The Ford Motor Company announcing it would build a multi-billion-dollar electric vehicle battery plant in Marshall. Dubbed the Marshall Megasite, the project would be built on nearly 2,000 acres, a majority of it on private farmland near the I-69 and I-94 interchange.
At this plant, the team will build a new kind of factory. Manufacturing these new batteries in America will bring us closer to battery independence.
Ford says it would own and operate the plant, with Chinese-based company CATL making the lithium-ion batteries. The auto giant's goal is shifting battery production to America, making EV cars cheaper in the long run. The Calhoun County site was selected after Virginia's Governor Glenn Youngkin blocked Ford's plans to build the EV battery plant there. Governor Gretchen Whitmer touting Michigan's $13 billion of EV battery facility investments.
Ford's investment in Marshall will be an absolute game changer. They'll create generational opportunities for West Michigan families.
Ford says once the plant opens in 2026, it anticipates 2,500 jobs paying between $20 and $50 an hour. In March, the Michigan House approved a plan to devote another $630 million to the project. But on May 30th, the EV battery plant faced opposition from a group of Marshall residents called the Committee for Marshall, not the Megasite. The committee submitting a petition of nearly 800 signatures against the rezoning of farmland, demanding Marshall keep its rural, small-town historic appeal. Marshall City Clerk Michelle Eubanks rejected that petition, saying only 136 signatures were valid because most were not collected by committee members. The decision ended up in court and upheld, prompting the committee to sue the city of Marshall in late June, arguing their constitutional rights were violated.
It is unconstitutional to limit who may gather signatures on a ballot referendum to the ballot petition committee.
However, Marshall's city attorney said the city charter is clear. The rezoning ordinance can't go to a vote because money was already appropriated for the project. By mid-July, the battle over Blue Oval Battery Park was heating up as a temporary restraining order hearing was held. A judge hearing arguments for attorneys with the Committee for Marshall, not the Megasite. On July 17th, the injunction was rejected by the judge, ultimately moving the project forward. The committee, though, was not deterred. This month, a complaint was filed to try and reverse the rezoning that made farmland available for the site. Again, their efforts to halt construction failed when a judge dismissed the complaint. The ruling found the rezoning was handled properly, so voters won't have a chance to weigh in. Last week, the United Auto Workers began a first-ever simultaneous strike against Detroit's 3 automakers, demanding better pay and benefits as the industry shifts to electric vehicles.
Ford leaders are now speaking out about the situation. Autumn Pitcher spoke to a Ford spokesperson today and has reaction from the group that's been trying to stop this project from day one.
We've got to make sure that, given the passage of time since then, that it still makes economic sense for us, that that plant can be competitive.
Ford spokesperson T.R. Reed tells me several factors are to be considered in deciding whether to resume the construction project.
It's all about being able to build a high-quality product, provide great jobs. We thought when we announced the plans back in February we could do that, and we may be able to still. But it's worth another look.
Reed is not definitive as to whether the UAW strike is part of the reason to delay. However, auto experts we talked to say it is.
As they continued to negotiate toward an agreement, it became obvious that Ford had lost confidence in what they had projected to be future EV sales.
Nash says the public isn't ready or confident in the future of EVs.
The big concern is right now consumers don't want them. If you talk to auto dealers, if you look at the surveys,
you can't continue to lose money on vehicles that you're producing. One could contemplate that Ford Motor Company might not be competitive in the production of their own batteries.
Glenn Kowalski is with the Committee for Marshall, not the Megasite. They've been trying to stop the park since it was announced in February.
We would have been much more happy had there not been all of the construction that's taken place.
There are some folks who have had some concerns. Those are fair. And if we proceed, we'll continue to do our best to help everybody see that this is a good project for everybody involved.
Reed says Ford is committed to being a good neighbor.
We've been waiting for Ford to be the good neighbor for a while.
Moving forward, Reed says Ford is dedicated to sharing updates on the project, adding it's a great opportunity for growth as he says Ford leads in the electric vehicle industry. He says Ford is in the initial construction phase right now with much more to be done if they do proceed. Meanwhile, the calendar rolls over to October 1st this weekend, and that's when the federal government will shut down unless Congress steps in to pass a spending bill to keep it running. But there doesn't appear to be any movement toward a deal that would keep the lights on. So far, only gridlock. Christiane Benavides has more details from Capitol Hill.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy tried to pin the looming government shutdown on President Biden.
The president can really come down to this and make sure government stays open. All he has to do takes some action on the border to secure it.
But President Biden released a video saying it's the far-right Republicans that are calling the shots now, and he blames them for the inaction.
I'm prepared to do my part. But the Republicans in the House of Representatives refuse to stand up to the extremists in their party. So now everyone in America could be forced to pay the price.
McCarthy plans to bring 4 of the 12 appropriations bills to the House floor Tuesday evening, but far-right Republicans have blocked previous attempts to even begin debate on the bills.
I never give up.
Mr. Speaker, I know that, but you have the vote.
I've got a lot of things I can try.
The House bills are partisan packages that are favored by Republicans because they include deep spending cuts, but they're also non-starters in the Democratic-controlled Senate.
The extreme right in the other chamber say they actually want a shutdown. What insanity.
The Senate is preparing to pass a short-term spending bill to temporarily avoid a shutdown.
Shutting the government down over a domestic budget dispute doesn't strengthen anyone's political position. It just puts important progress on ice, and it leaves millions of Americans on edge.
But the same far-right House members blocking votes on spending bills say they will not vote for any short-term continuing resolution.
Senators are debating whether to include more funding for Ukraine as part of the short-term continuing resolution. A majority of senators support the money for Ukraine. However, it is less popular in the House, and adding that to the CR will make it harder to pass in the lower chamber. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, Ford Airport administrators show off some of the recent updates to its facility. We'll show you what's new there. And a specific type of tourism is seeing post-pandemic surge, where tourists are jetting off to hit the links. We're back in about 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Celebrate 110 years of savings at Kirkish Furniture's anniversary sale. Take an extra 10% off all in-stock and special order England furniture, Amish-made furniture, and Wolfcraft bedroom furniture. Sale price is good for 10 days only, September 20th through 30th. Come register for great giveaways.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
That's an outright lie.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Come at me, GOP. Come on.
Weeknights on CBS.
We could all use more joy. More silly, more laughter and love. When you make more room in your heart and home for a Michigan child in foster care, you don't just give this joy, you receive it. Become a foster parent to a child until they can safely reunite with their family. Get started at michigan.gov/hope for a home.
When 2 celebrity-led teams
What is this?
face off.
We're going to say it's a horribly drawn turkey.
No, it's a horribly drawn swan. I don't know what a swan looks like.
In a game of quick draw.
Jump rope.
Jump rope is correct! 1, 2, 3, it's fast-paced family fun for all. Pictionary. Every weekday.
Pictionary, weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS.
Hello to you, I'm Gail King.
I'm Tony DeCopel.
And I'm Nate Burleson.
This is us. We're all here to wake up your mornings to help make sense of the latest overnight developments.
What you can expect from your day before you head out the door. You'll also hear directly from the biggest newsmakers in America.
And you'll see the best group of journalists in the business with exclusive reporting and breaking overnight news.
That's a lot. Watch CBS Mornings right here on your new CBS affiliate in the Upper Peninsula. That's WZMQ 19.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
We've got some clear skies over here in the east and a little bit cloudier for everybody else. Those temperatures about 55 to just above 60. We'll see them drop down, though, mostly in the 50s this evening. We'll be there probably tomorrow night as well, though we could be dipping down into the upper 40s. Right now, winds still coming out of the east and southeast. We'll stick with that into tomorrow, where we could get a little bit gusty. This is what we're looking at for this evening, maybe up to about 22, 25 miles an hour. And then tomorrow, Manistee, Escanaba, St. Ignace, expect some very breezy conditions, especially starting around noon, even into the early evening hours. So just a heads up there, as well as Houghton and Eagle Harbor even. For the 3-day outlook, we'll expect some sunshine tomorrow, maybe breezy conditions like we just looked at. And then on Thursday, partly sunny skies as of right now. We could have a sprinkle or two, though, on our Wednesday. And then temperatures are on the rise, especially on Friday. We could return to muggy and humid conditions on Saturday. So if you already took that fan and put it in the attic or closet, you might want to go dig it out. Right now, a lot of precipitation hanging out in the Wisconsin area and downstate here. We'll see that overnight into our early morning hours. Taking a look at what we've seen the past couple of hours here in the UP, a lot of that concentrated in the south central counties as we're looking at radar conditions currently, and especially down in Menominee County, a little bit over here in Delta County as well. Maybe some heavier showers down there, specifically in Menominee. So a lot of cloudy conditions for the west half of the UP, even into the morning. Marquette County could see some early showers around 5, 6 in the morning before things slow down, and then afternoon showers hanging out in Dickinson County, maybe a little bit in Iron County, and then around 3 p.m. we'll expect it on both sides of the UP before things dry out a little bit. Thursday morning, we'll expect mostly cloudy skies to start for the majority of us before we see a little bit more sun in the afternoon. Again, a pop-up shower possible on our Thursday. Other than that, looking mostly clear in the evening. Now we've got the Great Northern Conference Girls Tennis Tournament tomorrow in Escanaba. Those temperatures in the 60s, mid-60s, eventually sunnier skies, but it could be very breezy, so just a heads up for your serves. And then tomorrow, those highs in the 60-degree range for the majority of us, maybe the low 70s. Taking a look at Saturday in Iron Mountain, that walk to end Alzheimer's, we're looking at 58 around 9 a.m. and then the event kicks off, 61 at 9 a.m. Event kicks off with the walk at 10 a.m. Should be really great conditions for that. Our 7-day outlook for Marquette here will warm up again on Friday, and then that Strut Your Mutt, I've got the breakdown coming up in about 15, but it's looking really gorgeous.
Thank you very much, Ariane. A Bark River man is using his green thumb to help those in need all around the UP. Joe Pokladowski grows a wide array of produce, from apples and nectarines to potatoes and kale. He founded the nonprofit Planting with a Purpose just a few years ago. In the beginning, he was able to donate a few hundred pounds of produce a year, but in 2023, he's already donated more than 2 tons to food pantries in Escanaba, Marquette, and Menominee.
Understanding when I first came up here, brought it up here, is people are like, oh, they all have land, everyone can grow their own garden. And that's not the case. Veterans, elderly who can't drive and want that fresh produce. It's important that we help our community and elderly and everybody else.
In the future, Pokladowski plans to become a certified organic grower, launch education initiatives, and reach even more people in his community. The Ford Airport in Kingsford gave a rare tour of some of its recent progress today. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle shows us.
Thin wing will ride. You're going to have pretty good turbulence. We just feel little jolts. We don't get the bouncing around like you do on some of the other aircraft.
Today's tour of the Ford Airport showcased the newly operational hangar,
Now housing the relocated Veterans Service Office, the Rotary Club had lunch in the hangar and enjoyed a full tour afterward.
To bring, various professionals and others here to show them hands-on what that's all about, where our tax dollars are going, and how they're being spent, how that impacts our area economically, I think is a great thing.
The $1.2 million project includes in-floor heating, a new boardroom, and upper-level storage. The airport is crucial for tourism and employment due to daily commercial flights to Minneapolis and Detroit.
Without the essential air service from the federal government, I don't think we would be doing commercial flights. So it's essential that we keep our congressmen and our senators on board with essential air service because it serves the rural community.
The airport's recent progress is occurring with the future in mind. The county strives to create better opportunities for critical youth programming, like the Mosquito, which is a project for industrial arts students at the Tech Center.
There's a huge demand for airline pilots and mechanics. We're trying to encourage the local youth to get involved in like we talked about the helicopter, putting the helicopter together. It's enthusiasm for the future. If we can get a few kids that even think and go into aviation mechanics or pilots, that not only gives them a great career, but it helps the shortage we have in America for all that stuff.
I think the greatest thing we got out of it was just awareness of what we have here in Dickinson County, in Kingsford specifically.
The next hangar is projected to be complete by late May, and the new terminal is expected within 2 to 3 years. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Kingsford.
Many businesses suffered during the pandemic, but the golf industry saw a surge as players new and old flocked to golf courses. The renewed interest in the game has more people vacationing at golf resorts. Wendy Gillette has the report from Scotland.
A driving range inside a beer garden, 2 18-hole courses, a lighted 10-hole short course, and a 2-acre putting course under an enormous big screen. It's all part of the $500 million Omni PGA Frisco Resort outside Dallas, which opened in May.
Golf is one of the key components of the resort. We have the PGA of America located here on the campus.
That mile-long campus also has plenty of non-golf features like a 20 treatment room spa and 13 restaurants. But the resort is capitalizing on golf's growing popularity, which saw a major upswing during COVID.
We brought so many people to the game of golf, and they enjoyed it, and they're staying.
The National Golf Foundation says in 2021, as the pandemic surged, the number of rounds played in the U.S. set a record. About 1 in 7 Americans hit the greens last year, according to the American Golf Industry Coalition. Now the game is driving many Americans to travel overseas to play. Richie McClarty is from the Hilton Head, South Carolina area and journeyed to the island of Islay in Scotland to try the links at the Macri.
It's a culture. I mean, you see ladies rolling a bassinet with their baby in it while they're playing a golf course. You don't see that in the U.S.
There are more than 550 golf courses here in Scotland, the country where the game was invented 6 centuries ago.
Scotland's the home of golf, and everybody wants to come here and play our golf courses.
At the beachfront Macri, one of the hotels we stayed at for a special rate, sheep wander the property, occasionally parking themselves on the driving range. An unusual sight for Americans, but here it's par for the course.
Scotland has more golf courses per capita than any other country in the world. Still ahead tonight, as health officials urge people to get the updated COVID-19 shot, why they're encouraging people to do it now rather than waiting later in the season.
Since the 15th century, Antwerp, Belgium has been the city for diamonds. Erickson Jewelers is going overseas to this diamond capital soon to handpick directly from a sparkling selection unlike any in the world. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll use our connections to personally find it in Antwerp's famous diamond district. This is a special opportunity that allows us to negotiate the best options and value for you. Find out how Erickson Jewelers can bring home your one-of-a-kind Antwerp diamond.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry.
My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the Army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
PTSD isn't something that is just going to go away on its own.
Treatment works. It helps.
There's no shame in treatment.
Just do it. Your world will be so different afterwards.
It's a warrior sickness. It's not a coward sickness.
Never too late.
I guarantee you it'll help you.
It will change your life.
It turned my life around.
You can find peace.
I never thought I could feel this good.
Walk through those doors, take the step.
Go get help. It's the best and bravest thing you could ever do. Treatment works.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
Medical experts say now is the time to get the updated COVID-19 vaccine before you gather with friends and family during the holidays. The shots are available for free, as are some test kits. Michael George has the details.
Ahead of an expected winter surge of COVID-19, the White House has turned covidtest.gov back on, allowing Americans to have 4 free test kits delivered to their door.
The government wants to make sure every household has tests on hand.
CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder says the tests will help keep the most vulnerable safe throughout the holiday season.
It's a risk for grandma, grandpa. We just want to make sure that people know if they have COVID and might be infectious.
The late summer surge has slowed for now. New data from the CDC shows there were 19,000 hospitalizations in the week ending September 16th. That's down 4% from the previous week. Another free way to limit the virus's spread, the updated vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer, which are available at no cost.
I don't know how it can affect others.
Ada Chang says she's getting the vaccine to protect those around her.
Especially with little kids in the family, I would definitely get it.
There are some reports that people with insurance are being charged for the vaccine. Dr. Gounder says it's a billing issue still being ironed out, and people may just need to submit their bill to their insurance company for a reimbursement.
If you have an expired COVID test, don't throw it out right away. The FDA extended the expiration dates of a number of different test brands, lengthening their shelf lives to up to 2 years. In other health news, high blood pressure in late adolescence is associated with an increased risk for major cardiovascular events later in life. Researchers tracking more than 1 million Swedish men for up to 50 years found that the risk for a major cardiac event such as heart attack or stroke was elevated if they had blood pressure readings of 120/80 or an even higher reading when they were 18 years old. A study out of the UK shows the impact inflation is having on people's health. Researchers found death before the age of 75 is set to rise by more than 6%, which is 30 extra deaths per 100,000 people, and it's due to a widening of the health-wealth gap. They undertook the research based on previous studies showing low income is associated with poorer health. Some scattered showers are possible overnight, but we're expecting another pretty nice day tomorrow. Ariane has the outlook on the way. And strutting your stuff in Negaunee this weekend. The details on the annual Strut Your Mutt charity dog walk event in our final story after this.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took My Pillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented My Pillow. to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Just like all of you, I never imagined that MyPillow could get any better. That's why I haven't changed it in nearly 20 years. Then I heard about a revolutionary new technology, and I knew I had to bring it to you all. MyPillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of MyPillow.
The MyPillow 2.0 is cooler and softer than the last MyPillow. It is so comfortable to sleep on at night. I look forward to going to bed, and I wake up well rested in the morning.
Sleep is all about temperature and height. MyPillow 2.0's patented adjustable fill is going to give you the exact individual support you need from your head to your bed. And now here's where it gets even better. We've all experienced those temperature-related sleep interruptions where you get too hot, you toss and turn, you flip your pillow over to the cool side. Well, all that's gone with my brand new MyPillow 2.0 cooling fabric that's made with temperature-regulating thread.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
Visit MyPillow.com.
Current temperatures are just a little bit above what our lows are expected this evening, and chances of showers, especially down there in Escanaba and Manistee. So just a heads up on that. We will have some pop-ups throughout our Wednesday, maybe even on Thursday. Looking ahead, though, to Friday, Escanaba's got homecoming going on. Parade is at 5 o'clock. That temperature should be about 67 degrees, mostly sunny skies. And then the football game after Marquette is actually going to be in Escanaba. It's looking like good weather, mostly sunny skies, mostly clear later on around halftime, eventually becoming partly cloudy. Make sure you are bundled up. Sweater weather, right? All right, start your mud on Saturday. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-60s, warming up to about 72 degrees, mostly sunny skies. So it's going to be a wonderful day for that event. As it's going to have a 7-day outlook, we've got temperatures in the 60s, warming up this weekend. Mostly sunny skies, should be fairly dry after that.
Finally tonight, like Ariane just mentioned, it's time to let your dog strut its stuff. This Saturday is the 18th annual Strut Your Mutt fundraiser for the Upper Peninsula Animal Welfare Shelter. It's coined the biggest dog party of the year. The walk will happen at the Jackson Mine Park in Negaunee starting at 10 a.m. There will be some local vendors for both dogs and their human companions. And this year, a section of the walk will be dedicated to the canine companions that have passed the torch onto new ones.
Since Strut has been going on for so long, there are a lot of dogs who have walked in the past with us, and it's a way to remember our dogs that are no longer here, but still in our hearts.
Yeah, there's a rescue raffle with a grand prize of $1,000 as well. Registration begins at 10 with the walk beginning shortly after 11 a.m. Trust me, if you have a dog, take them there. You don't want to miss this one.
I've got 3 of them, and
maybe just one or 2.
Maybe just 2.
Yeah. That's it for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Celebrate 110 years with savings at Kirkish Furniture's anniversary sale. Whirlpool top-load washer and matching dryer, just $4.99 each. This 18 cubic foot refrigerator, only $6.49. Free local delivery, 12-month no-interest financing. Hurry in, limited quantities.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
That's an outright lie.
The Emmy-nominated Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Come at me, GOP. Come on.
Weeknights on